So this right here is an individual who parents or parent left or caregiver, because it could have been your aunt or your grandparents or
Mhm.
something like that. They may have been inconsistent in your life or emotionally unavailable. Now, listen, one of the things that we share is there are individuals who would think about what we just said and say, oh, yeah, you got abandonment issues because you didn't have your dad or your mom in your life. But the reality is this: you could have had both parents in your life. You
Absolutely.
could have had both parents in a home and they were not emotionally present.
Mhm.
A lot of us, which was shared in the first show, was raised up as latchkey kids. So for that kind of meant that in a sense we was raising
Yourself.
ourselves.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, no knock to the parents because the parents was doing what they had to do to keep a roof over our heads and, food and all those things like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so how could that potentially show up in marriages today? So say you have abandonment issues. So basically, these are some of the ways that it can show up in your marriage. Panic when your spouse is busy.
Mhm.
So if your spouse is busy, you go into a panic mode, or, maybe you always got to be bothering them or whatever the case may be. You may be clingy. You may be extremely clingy. You may have controlling behaviors. You may have in your marriage the fear of being replaced.
Mhm.
Okay, so just think about this. And again, we do not want you all to point fingers to your spouse saying, oh, that's you, like you taking tick marks down. No, don't even speak to your spouse unless you're saying something positive. Okay, we want individuals to examine themselves. All
Mhm.
right. Another thing is you may overreact over the small changes that is taking place. So let's just say that your home, I know one of the things we do in our home is changing out the decor.
Mhm.
That's a regular thing. At least 3 times a year, we're changing out the decor in our home, and for many, that's what you're doing right now because, Thanksgiving just passed, and now a lot of people, have just put up their Christmas, trees and decorations and things like that
Mhm.
for Christmas and New Year, so you may overreact. So you're not angry they went to the store. This is a good example. You're terrified that they may not come back. Or that if they do come back, it may be because they out doing something they don't have any business doing.